So let's take a look on our top 10 reasons to learn cybersecurity. So one of the major reasons to learn cybersecurity is that cybersecurity is an evergreen industry. As long as there is internet, there will be malware, hence a need of absolute digital protection against it. With a CGR of 13.4%, the worth of cybersecurity market through 2027 is projected to be staggering 403 billion US dollars according to Forbes 2021. With the advent of technologies like big data, machine learning, the IoT, the cloud computing, the position of cybersecurity has carved in stone and the magnitude of its importance is only the set to increase. Cybersecurity job trends are always forever, and there is no chance for a shortfall of demand for those who have gone through professional training or in this particular domain. So, our next reason is cybersecurity is meaningful and vitally important. We all know cybercrimes have cost the world $2 trillion so far since 2019. And the major drawbacks were the advancement of the technologies, such as artificial intelligence. As artificial intelligence plays an increasingly prominent role in cybersecurity, as the number of attempted cyber attacks has grown rapidly, it has become increasingly tricky for human cybersecurity experts to react to them all and predict where the most dangerous attacks will take place. This is where AI comes to play. But unfortunately, thanks to ever growing availability of AI hackers and criminals, where they are growing increasingly proficient and using it too. AI algorithms are used to identify systems with weak security or that are likely to contain valuable data among the million of computers and the network connected to the internet. This is how the hackers get opportunity to attack their targets. Next is building a security aware culture. Perhaps the most important step that can be taken at any organization is to ensure that it is working towards initiating and fostering the culture of awareness around cybersecurity issues. Today, it's no longer good enough for employers or employees to simply think of cybersecurity as an issue for the IT department to take care of it. In fact, developing an awareness of the threat and taking basic precautions to ensure safety should be fundamental part of everyone's job's description in 2023. If we talk about Internet of Things and cloud security, ranging from smart wearables to home appliances, cars, buildings, alarm systems, and industrial machineries, which have proven to be bugbear for those with responsibility for cybersecurity. This is because as they are often not used to store sensitive data directly, manufacturers haven't always been focused on keeping them secure with frequent security patches and updates. With more and more organizations now established on cloud security, measures need to be continuously monitored and updated to safeguard the data from leaks. Although cloud applications such as Google or Microsoft are well equipped with security from their end, still it's the user end that acts as an significant source for erroneous errors, malicious software, and phishing attacks. By this, you might have come to know that cybersecurity is actually meaningful and very vitally important in our day to day lives. Now, if you wish or you are planning to become a cybersecurity expert, you must be wondering about the requirements to start your career in cybersecurity. Well, in cybersecurity, the requirements are super basic. If you think pursuing a career in cybersecurity is challenging, you are possibly wrong. Because in cybersecurity, the requirements are super basic. All you need is confidence and a professional background in IT. The overall eligibility criterion is being relaxed around the world. One reason for this could be the huge gap between the demand and the availability of the experts. Even the college students and young professionals can go for it without worrying anything. For those who doesn't have a professional background can simply proceed with the cybersecurity certification which enables them to earn equally as experts with solid background in cybersecurity. So to become a cybersecurity professional, you absolutely don't have to go to some college for a 4-year degree course or anything else like that, or get a handful years of experience. All you need is basic understanding to cybersecurity. Well, as we are talking about the basic requirements, we shall also know that mathematics is not a concern. Well, the fact couldn't be denied that mathematics have been challenging subject for many college going students. Not everyone loves it, and the fact is that doesn't let them proceed with other best options which have mathematics as an important part. In cybersecurity, training and education is totally free from involvement of mathematics, and thus one who hates it need not have to worry at all. Those who are still very young and consider it one of the best available options is due to this reason. Learners can rather learn the programming and other core topics related to cybersecurity and can work in challenging environments. Cyber attacks are getting smarter day by day. Cybersecurity professionals are always busy outsmarting black hat hackers, patching vulnerabilities, and analyzing the risk of an organization. Tackling such attacks in a ever advancing industry only comes with continuous study and thorough research. This means after you learn cybersecurity and start working, your knowledge is continuously enriched, and with experience, your wisdom continuously gets honed, and thus the sky is the limit. When we are talking about personal growth in cybersecurity industry, cybersecurity is expanding its horizon through various industry. This makes sure that the perfect platform for growth in terms of career as well as learning opportunities. This proves that when you learn cybersecurity, you will be continuously knowing new things and gaining rich experiences which will add on to your skill set. Now, for those who aspire to travel the globe, cybersecurity might just be the perfect career path. Thousands of homegrown cybersecurity experts are working to protect business, government agencies, and general consumers travel the whole world. On a globe scale, the rise of cyber attacks is outspacing the supply of cyber defenders. This results in plenty of opportunities for cybersecurity professionals and experts to travel overseas to serve their skills which are in high demand. Hence, if you have ever wanted to work in different countries, then a career in cybersecurity must just be the perfect passport to your success. If we talk about industry requirements, then there are over millions of companies in this world spread across a variety of sectors and industry, and a large proportion of them share one thing in common today, that is the internet connection. More than 400,000 people already work in the information security industry, and demand for cyber skills which is growing fast in every type of company and government department. So whether you dream of working in a sports or a fashion or media or the emergency services, the Sky or any other industry, cyber skills could be your gateway, as everyone needs someone to defend their sensitive data. Well, we got to know that there are plethora of industries where the cybersecurity professionals are in huge demand. We should also know there's a wider scope in cybersecurity. That means it is certain that cybersecurity professionals have a clear shot working with prestigious Fortune 500 companies like Dell, Accenture, Infotech, etc. But the potential doesn't end here in cybersecurity. That means in cybersecurity, you get a chance to work with secret agencies. Experts who prove to be worthy of their skills might earn to work with top secret government agencies and intelligence agencies. For example, MI6, Mossad, NSA, RAW, and many other secretive agencies. So, if you learn cybersecurity, you might just become a top secret agent. Well, that sounds interesting, right? Now, if we talk about one of the major reasons why should we learn cybersecurity, then that can be the paychecks which have ballooned in cybersecurity. I think we all can agree that money makes the world go round. And that's true. The world has realized the sheer importance of cybersecurity, with stories in the news almost every week on new cyber attacks. Faced with online attacks, business and government agencies are looking for experts who can protect their systems from cyber criminals, and they are willing to pay high salaries and provide training and development. So, there are great opportunities for anyone starting their career in cybersecurity because salaries in cybersecurity have a greater growth potential than 90% of other industries. For senior security professionals, earning can surpass the average median by vast amount. And these earnings totally depends upon your merits. Now the last but not the least, the reason to learn cybersecurity is that it's never too late to begin with. That means one of the best thing about cybersecurity is that it's never too late to realize that you want to be in this particular profession. There are a lot of people across the globe that opted this option after completing 50 years of age. In fact, it could be the best thing you can do after the retirement if you are having a background in IT. There is no need to worry about the job security as experts in this fields are always demanded widely. So, you are always welcome to join any of the training courses and other options in this particular field.
Let us now see some of the top 5 skills to have as a cybersecurity professional. Starting off with intrusion detection system. An intrusion detection system is a set of skills where one monitors a network or a system for malicious activities or policy violation. Any intrusion activity or violation is typically reported either to an administrator or collectively centered using security information and event management system. A security information and event management system combines output from multiple sources and uses alarm filtering technique to distinguish between malicious activities and false alarm. The intrusion detection job roles can range from the scope of single computer to a large network system. The most common classification here are network intrusion detection and host intrusion detection system. Alright then, a system that monitors important operating system files is an example of host intrusion detection system, while a system that analyzes incoming traffic network is an example of network intrusion detection system. It is also possible to classify intrusion detection system by detecting the approach. The most well-known variant are nothing but signature-based detection and anomaly-based detection. The next important skill is to know how to code. It is very important that a cybersecurity professional has a background in programming. Now you might be wondering how coding is related to cybersecurity, right? Well, you see, knowledge of programming language helps you defend against hacking techniques while using the languages. That's why coding is a sought out after skill in the industry. If you know cybersecurity programming language, you're already a step ahead. To give you a better understanding of what I'm speaking, let us consider JavaScript as an example. We all know JavaScript is one of the most popular and widespread programming language for web development. And I would say it is also one of the best cybersecurity programming language you can learn. You see, hackers can steal cookies, manipulate event handlers, and perform cross-site scripting. But with JavaScript, a website owner can run any code whenever a visitor comes to the website, which can improve the functionality of the website but also its security. On the other hand, it can also produce malicious functions unknown to the visitor. If a hacker takes control of a website, they could program it to run malicious code. JavaScript engineer in cybersecurity space is a perfect job for someone with knowledge of programming language. Clearly, as a JavaScript engineer, you'll be expected to foster development process for API functionalities. You may also design websites and use interface while ensuring that the security is not altered. This means mitigating possible cross-site scripting attempts in web forms as well as minimizing other technical risk. To beat hackers, you have to think like them, right? So it's important that you think like a black hat. So what I'm trying to say is, with this skill, we can predict the hacker's next move and beat them in their own game. It is the mindset needed during a response to an actual attack and to find goals of the hacker, besides the information that is being collected. Next skill is nothing but risk management and risk mitigation. Risk management and risk mitigation is a process of identifying, assessing, and mitigating risk to the scope, schedule, cost, and quality of a project. Risk comes in the form of opportunities, threats, and are scored on the probability of occurrence and impact on the project. Few of the most common ways to achieve this is by having a risk management plan and then to identify the risk, and whatever risk have been identified would be put in a register which is called as risk register, and to perform qualitative and quantitative analysis on the risk. Then if the risk is pretty high or low, a response plan would be determined. And once we have controlled the risk, there will be an audits that can be performed in order to prevent the same risk from occurring on the project. Then we have cloud security. Cloud security is the protection of data stored online via cloud computing platforms from theft, leakage, and deletion. Methods of providing cloud security include firewall, penetration testing, obstruction, tokenization, and VPN. Therefore, it is always advised that never to use public internet connection. Major threats to cloud security include data breaches, data loss, account hacking, server traffic hacking, and many more. One of the most common threat that occurs over here for cloud computing is nothing but denial of service. These attacks shut down a server by overwhelming it by data, and thus users cannot access their accounts such as bank account details or email accounts.
Why become a cybersecurity engineer? Let us first analyze the current and forthcoming trends that are driving the demand for cybersecurity engineers today. So, there are six most recent trends which have resulted in an increase in the need for cybersecurity engineers. At first, increasing ransomware attacks. Ransomware isn't a new threat. It has been around for about decades, but it is a growing one. It is estimated that there are now over 120 separate families of ransomware, and hackers have become very adaptive at hiding malicious code. Next, we have remote working cybersecurity risk. For example, did you know work from home possesses a new cybersecurity risk and is one of the most talked about new trends in cybersecurity? This is because home offices are often less protected than centralized offices. Next is the evolution of Internet of Things. The expanding Internet of Things creates more opportunities for cybercrime. So many additional devices change the dynamics and size of what is sometimes called as cyber attack surface, that means the number of potential entry points for malicious actor. Next, increase in cloud services and cloud security threats. Cloud services offer a range of benefits such as scalability, efficiency, and cost saving. But they are also a prime target for attackers. Misconfigured cloud settings are a significant cause for data breaches, unauthorized access, insecure interfaces, and sometimes account hijacking too. Next, we have social engineering attacks getting smarter. Social engineering attacks like phishing are not new threats but have become more troubling and the widespread remote workforce. Nowadays, attackers target individuals connecting to their employer's network from home because they can make easier targets. And lastly, continued rise of AI. While AI presents a significant opportunity for more robust threat detection among businesses, criminals are also taking advantage of the technology to automate their attacks using data poisoning and model stealing techniques. Now that we have got to know about the recent trends, let us know how much the cybersecurity engineers are in demand. So we had done an extensive survey and found out that there are 14,000 plus job vacancies in India, whereas in the US there are more than 15,000 jobs available for a cybersecurity engineer. The major high-tech cities, Bangalore and California, have the highest job vacancies for cybersecurity engineers. Moving ahead with the salary package, then an average salary of a cybersecurity engineer in India is 6 lakh per annum and $101,580 per annum in US. Companies like IBM, Deloitte, TCS, Oracle, Cognizant, Accenture, Amazon, Capgemini, SEAC, and many others have a huge demand for cybersecurity engineers. Now that we have come to know the demand for cybersecurity engineer, let us know who is a cybersecurity engineer. A cybersecurity engineer is an IT professional who is responsible for maintaining the security aspects of computer and networking systems and perform various tasks such as designing and implementing secure networking solution, monitoring, troubleshooting, etc. How cybersecurity engineer helps the organization? A cybersecurity engineer helps the organization by assessing the organization's security requirement and setting up the best practices and standards in response, developing and deploying all security measures required to secure an organization, conducting regular testings and scannings to identify the vulnerabilities in the networks and the systems, performing regular penetration testing, and taking an active role in the change management process. Next, let us know the job description and the skills required for the cybersecurity engineer. We searched numerous job descriptions from many organizations, out of which we picked two job descriptions as a reference. So at first, we have Vodafone, which is a multinational telecommunication company. They had a requirement for cybersecurity engineer, and their job description specified the tasks performed by a cybersecurity engineer, such as following the cybersecurity baseline to deliver the tasks which support the execution of cybersecurity strategies, supporting the team to deliver the technical operation in the cybersecurity platform. They are also responsible to detect, identify, and respond to the cyber events, threats, risks, and vulnerabilities in the line with the management response plan. Let's look on to the another job description that is from Visa, which is an American-based multinational financial service corporation. Their job descriptions specify the tasks such as implementation and continuous improvement of effective security controls, ensuring the correct and comprehensive functioning of server security technologies, working with the vendors to ensure time implementation of product updates and bug fixes, and many more. To become a cybersecurity engineer, you must be familiar with skills such as programming language, operating system, networking fundamentals and protocols, security aspects, web development, and CIDI tools. Apart from that, you should also be familiar to the tools such as Jenkins, Travis CI, GitLab, Shodan, Maltego, Netcraft, etc. Moving ahead with roles and responsibilities of a cybersecurity engineer, a cybersecurity engineer is responsible for tasks such as planning and implementing security measures of systems and networks, troubleshooting security and network problems, ensuring the protection of organizations' data and infrastructure, being a part of daily administrative tasks with relevant departments in the organization, regular testing and identifying networks and system vulnerabilities, and responding to all system and network security breaches. At last, how do you become a cybersecurity engineer? So, in order to become a cybersecurity engineer, you need to follow this roadmap, which shows you the step by step approach that you need to take. So, the first step is that you should have a basic knowledge about programming languages such as Python, Perl, C++, Java, PowerShell, etc. Next, you should work on operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Kali Linux, etc., followed by networking fundamentals and protocols such as TCP/IP, UDP, FTP, etc. After that, you should know about the security aspects, followed by web development skills, and at last, you should have an hands-on experience on tools such as Jenkins, GitLab, Travis, etc. This roadmap will surely help you reach to your destination easily.